What I want to talk to you about is this vehicle and how it's evolved. And we really have two key purposes in mind for this vehicle. Number one is safety, because everything we do is concerned about safety, both for the driver who needs to be rescued, we call it, on the side of the road, as well as our technician who's working under all kinds of conditions, weather and darkness and all that sort of thing. And then the other side is the speed and efficiency of getting the drivers back up on the road. And that's how this truck's all laid out. First thing we talk about is visibility. We're working on the side of major highways under all conditions. Traffic's going by. We want to make sure there's key visibility. We've got reflective surfaces on this device. We've got reflective paint on all the decals and purposes. We've got the cones, which we can see here. Safety cones that we set out. We actually have training for our technicians. Before they're allowed to drive this truck, they go through a certification program of how to handle themselves and conduct business on the side of the road. We don't want anybody getting hurt. And so I'll talk about that as we go around. But then it's all about how efficient can this vehicle be. Now, when you first look at this vehicle, let's walk around to the front. From far distance, it probably looks like any other just traditional Ford F-250, F-350 kind of a vehicle. But it's very, very different from the guy who just comes out and repairs a tire. This vehicle has evolved and been designed on several occasions with continuous improvement based on technicians' input. We're constantly asking the techs, how's this vehicle working for you? So let me just start out with the panels. Here's storage for all kinds of parts and fittings that we constantly need, whether that's for lug nuts on wheels or hose couplings and things like that. Back here we have fuel. So we have a 45-gallon diesel tank available, and here's the hose nozzle. We actually have a 50-foot hose on this. The technicians told us that's what they needed. But here's a small item, efficiency. We've got the meter that tells how much we have dispensed right here where the technician needs it. The earlier versions had it in the front of the cab, so we decided to do one of these on the side of the road. So that's a product improvement. At the same time, we sell the diesel at the same price that day as our posted price. So the guy doesn't have to just give me 5 gallons and he goes to our truck stop. He can actually fuel up within 40 or 45 gallons and just get back on the road, avoid 2 stops. If I walk around to this side, this deck lid is hydraulically operated, goes up and down, and it's really meant to take one of those big heavy tires off of a vehicle and mount it safely so it doesn't roll off to the side of the highway while we raise and lower it. All right. We've actually got a mat, a rubber mat, I'll show you on the other side, to lay that tire down in a clean work surface while we're working on it, checking for bead seals, problems with the casing or whatever. Obviously, I said we've got the reflective cones here. This is actually an actual tire cage, a safety cage for airing up a tire. This one's specially constructed to handle the wide super singles. Not everybody has that. You're going to see a lot of guys who come out and just have a spare tire thrown in the back. Ours can be secured on the side there so it doesn't roll around. And we want to make sure we can take the damaged tire and wheel and work on it to make sure it fits properly for the reseal, that sort of thing. You can see we've even got a little vise here for filing things off or machining things. And again, when you're working on things like tires and other components on the side of the road, it can be a dirty or wet environment. So we actually carry a portable rubber mat, if I can pull it out of here, but it's a flat rubberized clean surface that we can spread out and work on whatever piece of equipment or component we're trying to repair. And in today's market, with the changeover in equipment, many of the new pieces of equipment require diesel exhaust fluid. We have packaged diesel exhaust fluid we put on the truck, usually 4 or 5 jugs in case we need them. Eventually, as those vehicles proliferate, we'll have another tank on board to dispense it through our actual nozzle. Okay, so as we move around the vehicle again, you can see everything's been designed specifically to be an efficient and safe repair. So in here we have two air compressor hoses on reels that retract, again 50 feet each. Our techs told us the ones we were originally stocking were too short. They needed to go all the way around to the trailers and that sort of thing. These are powered by a 20 horsepower generator, diesel generator that's on the back of the truck, underneath that lid there. And so that gives us all the power we need for both the start-all unit and the air compressors that we need for roadside repairs. We've also got fluorescent trouble light, and as I'll show you later, these are all halogen work lamps that we can focus along the side of the road. Again, a safety item, as well as providing ambient lighting if we're crawling under the truck looking for things that we can't see, that sort of stuff. And here's where we get into all the control unit for both the air compressors. You can see the gauges in here to give us how much pressure and that sort of thing. All the fittings are pretty high quality stuff. Here's some oil spill stuff, soaking, kind of like kitty litter sort of thing, in case there's a leak under the engine area that we want to make sure we're being environmentally conscious on the side of the road and soak that up. Here's our start-all system. So this cable comes out, and you'll see it's a modular fitting. That's your usual battery jumper cable. But technicians told us over time that we needed to have more flexibility on where those positions were located. So let me walk you around and just show you how that works. So you never know where you're going to have to park along the side of the road to work up a repair or a charge on a truck. So we've got one hot point down here. You see how this kind of hides? Here's the other fitting for that cable. And also, I don't know if you can see under here, Sean, there's actually two air hose fittings here as well that we can couple an air hose from the front and still get air pressure out there. We've also got a plug here that we can plug into for just AC power getting off the generator if we need to. And here's my other start-all connection down here on the rear. So we've got one on the front, one on the rear, and then one on the side where I showed you the original cable. So we've got three start-all connection points to help make it safe and efficient to get that truck back on the road.